Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, where everything you're about to hear and see has been done in one take. I'm your host, the One Take Man. In today's video, I will be answering a question I have been confronted with quite a bit over my time as a consumer of media. And that question is, do all characters have to always be emotionally mature? This is a question that I've encountered quite a bit more often in the past decade and a half, or rather with increasing frequency over the past decade and a half, as web-based film, TV, and other media criticism has become a larger part of my, of my general, uh, you know, watching or observing diet. So much so that I decided to contribute to it myself. And one of the things that would most often be critiqued would be the fact that characters would act would in various situations act in ways that are considered immature, either intellectually, by, for example, jumping to conclusions, not listening to the discussions, rushing into danger, not considering alternatives, or emotionally immature by choosing bad priorities or making bad decisions because the characters were influenced by their fifis. And given how often these points of critique have come up, one would say that it actually makes the most sense, or would improve, or what would improve the all media in general the most, is if you make all characters unemotional and hyper-rational, so that they always make the best, most appropriate, most considerate um, decision all the time, or at least the one that always leads to the to the best possible outcome. Would that automatically work? Well, no, not really. First of all, people have different ideas on what the uh, best possible outcome would be, even if you take emotions, even if you take emotions out of the equations. People have different starting conditions that influence, that influence their perception, and therefore also therefore also what kind of decisions that would lead to. So even if everyone is hyper rational and unemotional, you would still have a lot of wrong choices, and therefore a lot of mistakes in that sense. Also, writing about unemotional characters is not is not particularly interesting, or it does not really allow your your audience to connect with your work, because because humans are naturally driven by emotions. That is the whole point of emotions, to act as motivators to allow people to work within large and complex social groups. And being able to work in large and complex social groups has allowed humanity to become the apex species of this planet, and to the point where their survival is basically almost a guarantee, and they have enough time off to where they can both make various forms of media and then discuss them. So you can't really rule out or exclude uh, emotions and their roles within and the role within storytelling. So what do you do instead? Uh, Over the past, I'll say, 5 or 10 years, TV showrunners have made the decision to make at least a certain subsection of their characters emotionally hyper-aware, meaning they always know exactly how not only they feel, but also also what the state of mind of everyone else is. They are therefore hyper aware of both their own emotions as well as those of anyone else, or at least everyone else around them. Uh, That style, the implementation of that style has more or less coincided with with what has since been referred to as a golden age of prestige TV. And from what I have seen of this style overall, it does lead to better dialogue, better setup for both drama and various conflicts, and better resolutions. And it does, however, have two significant drawbacks, namely the fact that repeated failures in character growth are a little bit harder to explain away, and also you have to adjust the pacing of whatever media you're creating in order to allow for more dialogue. That being said, when this style is really really broadly implemented, can we say that we've solved fiction? Can we say that having characters be emotionally hyper-aware will always lead to the best possible outcome in terms of connecting to your audience and to the quality of the show? Well, the answer to that is unfortunately no, because first of all, not a, there aren't really that many people in real life who are as emotionally hyper-aware as this subset of characters. So when you have a lot of these characters from a variety of different backgrounds interacting, it does become alienating. The show starts once again to lose its appeal, at least after a while. That is the first problem. The second problem is if you present a model of emotional maturity that does not stand up to scrutiny, well, it is a lot harder to get away with, and the audience will be that much more eager to punish your mistake. So yeah, this style doesn't really work either. Then in that condition, there's a question that one could argue is being begged. What is the best way to approach emotions within fiction? Well, for now, and perhaps forever, the answer to that, or the closest thing I can give to an answer, is to consider and to follow the development and motivation of a character, and figure out how said factors would change along with the character's emotional condition over the course of the narrative you put that character through, while also taking into account their starting conditions and innate predispositions. That means that some characters will be immature, some characters will be clueless, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it might be what your story requires in order to present a specific kind of growth, something that would connect to to at least one section of your audience, being something that they really need to find, and something that is likely to change their lives or leave a lasting impression, and lead you to critical success, establishing legacy, maybe even financial success. Who knows? That being said, you can still have some emotionally hyper-aware characters. The trick is figuring out which exact emotional makeup really does both serves your story and does your characters justice. That is a pretty broad problem, and I can't really solve it for now. It is very much a case by case is really something that can only be addressed on a case-by-case basis. And yeah, that was my video. That was my answer to the question that this video posed. Sorry if it seems a little milquetoast. If you, however, enjoyed it, or at least enjoyed how I arrived at it, well then please leave a like and maybe even share this video wherever you think other people will like it as well. If you have anything you'd like to add to the topic, well, that's what the comment section is for. And if you want to see when my next video gets released, well then please subscribe. And ideally also ring the bell or do whatever else YouTube will ask of you in order to keep you notified. I also have a main channel where I talk about book-related and literature topics specifically, a link to which you will find in the description down below, right past my social media links, which I also suggest you check out, should you choose to. Until next time, I have been the One Take Man.